Just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Tennessee Titans. From downtown Minneapolis. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Titans set to take over behind their quarterback, Ryan Tannehill.
Not only did Ryan Tannehill resurrect his career in 2019, he may now serve as a blueprint for quarterbacks looking for a second opportunity. He moved from Miami to Tennessee, took over the starting job for Marcus Mariota in Week 7 last year, and wound up leading the NFL in quarterback rating. And the Titans went 8-3 in his 11 starts, snuck into the playoffs, and went to the AFC Championship game. His future is bright in Nashville, and he expects to be the starter there for many years to come.
On first down, Tannehill. Dancing to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down.
He was covered by Jeff.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on second and 10. Here's Tannehill. It's caught. Smith. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Gain of 8 yards.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Football's such a game of tendencies, down and distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you think, yeah, the fullback's probably going to get the ball, but when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offensive team there. Hand it to their big guy to pick up a first down.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's first and 10 up at the 46. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings 41. 7 yards there and a first down.
Nice carry there by Derrick Henry. Picks up a first down. And when you say workhorse, you're thinking about Derrick Henry. Won the rushing title in 2019 with 1,540 yards on the ground and 16 rushing touchdowns. Went to his first Pro Bowl and carried his team to the AFC Championship game.
A run there with Henry as he gets forward only for about 3. Second down coming up.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now a handoff to Henry. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings 32. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
And this will be play number 8 of the opening drive. It's 3rd and short. Out of the gun, Tannehill. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Tannehill getting this complete to Smith. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
It's a gain of 5.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings 13-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
They keep it with Henry on 1st down. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yard line, 2nd and 11. From the gun, here's Tannehill. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Titans take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now, flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. On the return, here comes Amir Abdullah. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out.
They are led out by an 8-time Pro Bowler in his 16th season out of Cal. It's Aaron Rodgers.
I think Aaron Rodgers is one of the poster boys for persistence and belief in self. Because coming out of high school, he had 0 scholarship offers in the D1 level, went to a junior college, went to Cal and just blew up there. And then, of course, as a first-round draft pick, but a lot lower than what he expected in the first round, and then had to sit behind Brett Favre for a few years in Green Bay before getting his shot. Now he's probably one of the better quarterbacks that we've seen come down the pipe.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Dalvin Cook, the ball carrier.
It's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He'll find his receiver. That's Chad Beebe. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory.
Cook on the carry.
Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively.
28-yard line.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Get the connection there. It's incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. On play action, Rodgers. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42.
Credit the sack there to Harold Landry.
Harold Landry with the sack, and the 3rd-year player out of Boston College. He led the Titans in sacks last season with 9 total. And now with the addition of Vic Beasley, that should take some pressure off of him, and maybe his numbers might even jump.
So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Adam Humphries deep for the Titans. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
They're on 20-yard line.
And Charles, the Tennessee Titans, as they come back out here on offense, this is a team right now 2-0. And it hasn't been an easy start, but still 2-0. A late win in Denver by 2, and then they got by the Jaguars on a late field goal this past week. 7 straight wins for the Titans now over the Jags, and Ryan Tannehill showing last season was not a fluke. He threw 4 touchdown passes in the victory, and the team's 2-0 start, by the way, first time they've done that since 2008.
And that's not coincidentally the last time that the Titans won the AFC South was when they went 2-0 in 2008. I think this is a team that everyone has to say, okay, it wasn't just a lucky run to the AFC Championship game last year. This is a good team. And if they got consistent field goal kicking, I'm not so sure that these games would have been as close in the first two outings for them.
And next they'll go to Minnesota, who's had a tough start, 0-2, and then they'll be home for a month with Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and Houston coming to town before their open week in Week 7.
He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield.
Complete.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
8 yards pickup.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but it doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
And 6.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
It's brought in by Adam Humphries.
Tannehill.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
2 first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. A give to Henry. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Ball carrier.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Two minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Tannehill finding Davis for a Titan first down.
First down, Tennessee.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
Now a first down throw, Tannehill. He'll get this one complete to Davis. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Tannehill. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Again, Tannehill. Buying time to his left. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 12-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
First down.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
To throw is Tannehill. And caught by Henry. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Nine-yard line, 2nd and 6. Here's Tannehill. This will be caught at about the 6. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Tannehill going to throw on 3rd and 1. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. From 4 yards out. And the Titans find a way to stretch their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
After review of the play,
it took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. A try here for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive spans 13 plays. And the result in the end, a Titans touchdown. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Now Abdullah, the return. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Minnesota Vikings, they're going to get the ball again here, but they are a team right now that has a lot of questions. 2 tough opponents to start the year. We'll give them that, but it's an 0-2 start. Their first since 2013. 28-11, they fall to Indy in Week 2. Indy really dominated them, and Kirk Cousins, Charles, he had an afternoon to forget. 113 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So, you know, this team, they've been a good one the last few years. Are they looking at a potential downturn?
Well, if they continue on the track they are, yes. To me, the urgency is ramped up to where this week is that huge. They get back home facing a 2-0 Tennessee that's going to run the heck out of the ball with Derrick Henry. So that defense that they have so much pride in is really going to have a big week. And Kirk Cousins, one thing about him, he's been resilient throughout his career. After a clunker, he tends to come back and play well, and they desperately need that Kirk Cousins in this ballgame.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Working from the gun, Rodgers. That is caught. It's Tajay Sharp. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
21 more yards.
The end result, 21 yards.
Vikings, first down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
Vikings 3.
So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away.
Here's Khalif Raymond to return.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Raymond on the return. The Titans take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we reach halftime here with the visiting Titans taking the lead into intermission. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. Now Abdullah, the return.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
That return. The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 20.
Now come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Starting the third quarter with Cook. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
23-yard line.
At the 23, it's second and 12.
They run it again with Cook. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Adoree Jackson.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Third down now, and those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Setting up the screen for Cook. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up fourth down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion. What you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Here comes Humphries on the return.
Holding, receiving team.
A pretty good return, all things considered, but holding.
I agree with you totally. It was actually a return that they were going to be very proud of, but when you end up holding and bringing it back, now your offense has to start a little bit deeper in their own territory.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Henry out of the pistol. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Again, it's Henry. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Derrick Henry.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Tannehill on 1st down. It's caught. Humphries. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had the big play in the run game to play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Derrick Henry. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
He's tackled it.
The tackle goes to Harrison Smith.
Gain of a yard.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Tannehill, and he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in the second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Tannehill now to throw. Flushed out right. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own, but let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3.
Vikings 3.
So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Now Abdullah, the return.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Abdullah on the return. The Vikings take over 1st and 10.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession.
And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Shotgun now for Rodgers.
This one brought in by Jefferson.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
Justin Jefferson.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Flush to his right. Now he's going to go. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So the big play nullified, illegal forward pass.
And maybe we know why they were able to get such a good chunk of yardage on that play. That pass was illegal.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And it's incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
First down, Rodgers. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your #1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's second down.
Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. And again, it's Rodgers. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook.
Rodgers.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a entire breakdown on what the coverage was. Everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 15-yard line. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a 1st.
I love the durability of Kyle Rudolph. He hasn't missed a game for the Vikings since 2014. Always on the field, always contributing. They keep calling him a dependable target. He can be that and more. And remember, in the overtime win against New Orleans in the playoffs last year, who caught the game-winning touchdown? That guy right there, Kyle Rudolph.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Give to Cook out of the gun. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
And it's pretty evident when you watch how Minnesota plays, just how important Dalvin Cook is to their offense. 1,000-yard rusher a year before, the first one the Vikings had since Adrian Peterson was dominating their carries. And having Cook in the lineup for the bulk of the season, that made Minnesota exactly what their head coach Mike Zimmer wanted them to be. A much more physical team that complemented their defense.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Cook. And they will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And it's up through the goalpost. It's 17-10. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. touchdown. Khalif Raymond now. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Titans take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Titans set and ready to go on offense.
After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand-new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
And then, by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here. It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Second and 10 now from the 27. They'll try and choose some clock with Henry. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And that is incomplete. They had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Here's Brett Kern now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon.
On the return is Osborne. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return.
And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. So Aaron Rodgers and his offense trailing 17-10, a little under a minute 50 remaining. They need a touchdown and the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. And this is Cook with the ground. That catch good for only a couple.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Rodgers to throw. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. Aaron Rodgers so cool in these situations, but he's got to get his guys moving.
Yeah, they have to be able to have that urgency while still keeping their cool.
1st down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw, Rodgers. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line. He'll look to throw. And this one hauled in by Rudolph.
Rodgers
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Clock rolling here, about to hit 30 seconds. Now Rodgers. He's got his man short, complete. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. He'll dump this off to Cook. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. They'll look to throw. Complete. Jefferson the target. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And it is caught right at the 10-yard line. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.